Hi, Greg.
Hey, Adrian. What's up? Have you sorted out the finances?
Why are the books all spread around the floor of the library?
You'll have to ask Miss Antolini about that. She'd often pick up a book. Didn't have much to do by the looks of things. Was reading all the time.
The medical equipment in Victoria's room, is it gonna be picked up at some point?
I suppose so. I bet they aren't cheap. I'm sure the diocese will come for them.
Where's this Miss Antolini got to, anyway? She wasn't even at the funeral.
What do I know? Probably back in the convent. Ask the priest. They're both back for the same team.
And you were asked to renovate the castle by her?
Correct. Headhunted us. We were working for old Murray before, for our pittance. We get twice as much here.
There's no light in the cellar.
Oh no, it's going to stay like that for the time being. The water used to put out the fire, flooded the whole cellar, and there are electrical wires all over. Much too dangerous.
That one room on the upper corridor is locked.
Miss Antolini's room? Yep, she always locked it. She was scared we'd pay her a visit in the night.
How come I, as Lord of the Manor, don't have a key for it?
She probably took it with her.
Can you open the door for me?
Why? The room has already been completely renovated. I'm sure Miss Antolini will turn up in the next couple of days. Or send the key back.
And if she doesn't?
Well, I could always break it down for you.
Thanks a lot. I think that'll be enough to start with.
Yep, that looks good.
Are you gonna continue working now?
That depends. Have you got anything for me?
What can you do?
Well, everything you have to as a handyman here in the village. Wallpaper, paint, lay floorboards, bit of wiring.
I'm sure we'll find something. The kitchen looks like crap. When's it gonna be tidied up?
As soon as we get more jacks. At the moment, the roof would fall on your head if you did anything in there.
The facade could do with having the soot removed from it. I'm sure you've got a brush somewhere.
Yes, it's just... Miss Antolini said the facade wasn't that important.
Do I look like Miss Antolini?
All right, Adrian. I'll get to work.
And from now on, it's Sir Adrian. Telephone. Who could that be? Hello? Oh, hello, Dr. Winterbottom. How are you?
Hello, Adrian. That's just what I wanted to ask you.
Everything's okay so far, thanks.
You're already 5 minutes late for our hypnotherapy session. I have some other appointments and really don't want to have to move them.
Oh yeah, sorry. I'll be there as soon as I can.
All right. See you soon, Adrian.
There were stars right in the middle of the hole in the ground.
What kind of hole? The hole Angelina fell into?
Yeah, and when I looked around, at first I couldn't see anything. Only blackness. And then I saw something in the darkness. Small, flickering points of light. Until I realized that they were stars and they were shining there beneath the ground.
Well, that's a beautiful image.
They were laid out like a constellation.
Which constellation?
I don't know. Apart from Ursa Minor and Ursa Major, I don't recognize any of them.
Well, I think I do. Draw the stars for me again, Adrian. Maybe I can match them to the right constellation. Constellations generally represent mythological figures. Maybe that has some significance here. It looks a little like the Corona Borealis, the Northern Crown. But this is made up of 7 stars, not 6. The Northern Crown is also open at the top, seen from the Northern Hemisphere. So, it depends on where you're looking at it from. The Corona Australis, the Southern Crown, is open at the bottom, which could also fit here, judging from the shape. But it has more stars, namely 11, if you count the binary stars as 1. Are you sure that there's nothing missing from your drawing?
Yeah, quite sure. 6 stars. It looked exactly like that.
And I can't help you any further. I don't know of any constellation which looks like that.
Well, never mind. It may not mean anything at all.
Perhaps. But if it's important to you, then it will be revealed sooner or later, Adrian. You can be sure of that. And how are you otherwise? I mean, as the brand new lord of the manor.
Weird, I guess. Everything seems so surreal. I mean, I've spent my whole life in Boston as Darren. And now I'm here calling myself the last Gordon. And sitting all alone in a half-burned down castle full of ghosts. It's lucky the construction guys are there. Otherwise, I'd soon be getting the feeling that I was a ghost myself.
I'm still here too, Adrian. You aren't all alone. Did you have the chance to say goodbye to your great-grandmother?
Yes. That was good. She gave me a few things to take with me as I follow my destiny.
May I ask what her last words to you were?
She told me how I can find peace in my soul. I shouldn't go down the same route as my father, but go to the bitter end and start at the Menhirs.
At the Menhirs?
That's what she kept repeating. At the Menhirs, at the Menhirs. They seem incredibly important.
Then you should take note of her advice.
I'd better take the drawing with me. Perhaps I'll have some use for it. I drew this during one of my sessions with Dr. Winterbottom. It's an approximation of the constellation I saw in my dream. Doctor?
What's troubling you, Adrian?
It's been a while since I've had visions. Probably 3 days. What does that mean?
I'd say it means that the medication is working well. It could also be that the emotional events of the last few days have suppressed the images of the past for the time being. Either way, we're making progress.
You must have heard of the famous Gordon brothers, Marcus and Mordred.
Marcus and Mordred? No, not that I would know.
I mean the ones who built the castle, Blackmere Castle, 800 years ago.
Oh, right, them. No. What do they say about them? Have you seen them, Adrian? What did they tell you?
So, you really do think I'm crazy, right?
No. I meant in your dreams. In your dreams.
You said you knew Dr. Herman?
Yes. He was a very extraordinary man. We met each other when we were students. It was a great time. But I quickly realized that pathology wasn't really for me. Unlike Hines, I was always much more interested in the living.
You studied pathology?
Amongst other things, yes. Are you surprised?
Not really, no. Apparently, my family had contact with the Vatican.
That's not so surprising for such an old noble family, is it?
There are portals that I have to find. They're entrances to a mysterious place, which is maybe the cause of all the evil.
What makes you think that? Who told you about that?
Victoria, just before she died.
Maybe she was delirious. Maybe she didn't know what she was talking about. Adrian, I think it's problematic to believe in a place that's supposed to be responsible for something. You're just shifting it away from yourself.
It's not a question of belief. This place is real.
Perhaps we should increase your dose from 60 to 90 milligrams. I really thought we'd made more progress.
Catch you later.
Take care.
I wonder if the record of our discussions will end up in there.
Oh, Mr. Michaels, it's good you're here. I wanted to come and see you.
See me? Why? Has someone else been murdered?
That's not entirely clear yet, but there has been a death at your castle on your estate.
What? You're kidding, Zach.
That's something I would never do, Mr. Michaels. Please, accompany me to the castle. The inspector would like to talk to you.
I'm coming.
Here, come and look, see? That's the place. That's where Gregory was killed. But they have already taken him away.
Right by a stone skull.
There's nothing more to do here.
I take it the inspector wants to talk to me, Zach? And he's gone ahead and is waiting for me in the castle, right?
It would appear so.
Ugh. It's blood. Greg's blood. I just can't believe he's dead. Killed by a skull. Unbelievable. And what's this here? Black mildew? Strange. I always thought mildew grew in dark and airless places. Funny to find it growing here in this well-ventilated spot. The castle really seems to be slowly decaying. It's high time it was renovated. An even better idea would be to fumigate it thoroughly. I'll just leave him in peace for now. Steve.
Yeah?
Can you tell me exactly how the accident happened?
The stone skull from up there hit Greg.
Yes, I thought so. But how could that happen?
I don't know. Greg was on his own out here. He was gonna clean the facade, like you said. Perhaps he took a break for a little pee, and when he was walking under the skull, bang!
I guess the ancient stone had been weakened by the fire. It just broke off. Maybe the vibrations of the drill shook the wall, and then the loose chunks simply fell down.
You can tell yourself that if you like, but if you ask me, nothing happens here just like that. This castle is jinxed, and everyone knows it. The walls are alive. When we bricked up holes, they were there again the next day, and it was just like that with the skull. It was just waiting for someone to stand under it before it fell down. That's how I see it. Please don't be offended, sir, but I don't want to be next.
What does that mean, Steve? Are you quitting?
Yeah. I'm sorry, sir, but I should have listened to my wife. She didn't want me to work here from the very beginning. Better to work for Murray without paid breaks than in the Black Mirror Castle without a head. That's what she said, and I should have listened to her.
Steve, please, wait.
Oh, I'm sorry, sir. And if I may give you some advice, find someone to buy the castle off you. Some rich acquaintances of yours from America. And until then, don't stand still under a stone skull.
I don't know what this thing is called, but Steve has used it to drill deep holes in stone. It's big, heavy, and makes a terrible noise. Tim Taylor would say, a real man's toy. It has a gas motor, but the gauge says the tank's empty. Is this the stuff Greg wanted to use to clean the facade? It's an industrial cleaner. I've only seen as many warning notices as this on bottles of acid. I'll take it. And the brush as well. There sure is enough cleaning to do around here. A cleaning kit. A friendly loan from the Craftsman's Guild. Inspector, I'm sure there are a few questions you want to ask me.
But you know, I can actually predict what your answers are going to be. I know you, and I'm sure you'll have a watertight alibi.
Yeah, I was with Dr. Winterbottom anyway. Exactly as set out in my bail conditions. Ask your constable.
Bravo! A cast iron alibi. You see, I didn't even have to waste my breath talking to you. I'll just have a look around here in this big castle full of old works of art that must be worth a fortune. I'll find out what I need to know from wandering around this huge estate, Mr. Legacy Hunter.
That's enough! I'll have no more of your insults. I don't know what you're busy figuring out in that miserable little skull of yours, and I don't want to know. I'm not any old castle creeper fumbling around aimlessly, and who takes the blame for everything bad that happens. I am a landowner, and the master of Black Mirror Castle. A powerful lord. And what are you? A small-time disgraced cop. So get out of here. Now.
Okay, Adrian.
Sir Adrian Gordon to you from now on. And don't come nosing around here again until you've got a search warrant. Wow, that was long overdue. I won't take this anymore from anyone. I'm not just anyone, I'm a Gordon. And not just any of them, I am the only one. The last of the weakling Marcus line will be the first of the mighty Mordred line. Yeah, from now on, I'm alone in the castle. Nobody else here. At last, I can have some peace. Nobody wants anything from me, no alibi, no money, nothing at all. I mean, apart from my ancestor, who just wants to take ownership of my body. I better not waste any more time in finding out what Victoria meant when she said all that stuff about the Meniers. What did I just say? Nobody wants anything from me. What's that? Oh, I guess someone rang at the front door. I think the mailman's been here. I'll have a look. A letter and the newspaper. What have we here? More mail. A letter from Murray? What does that creep want again? We will charge 100 pounds a day for as long as the hotel key has not been returned. A bill for over 500 pounds for 5 days? What, was I staying at the Willow Creek Hilton? A letter addressed to me? Strange. I've only just moved in. The Guardian's third virtue is mercifulness. Just as water grows drop by drop and becomes a mighty ocean, so should every call for help be heard and find a sea of answers. Yet another one of those cryptic messages? No thanks. The last one drove me right into the clutches of a head case. What the? A picture of me. That's the one I did for Murray. He can never get enough, can he? I don't want to know what kind of dough he screwed out of the newspaper for that. Well, what does it say here? Blackmere Castle has a new Lord of the Manor. It has transpired that the young American Darren M., against whom the accusation of arson has yet to be proved, is the last descendant of the Gordon family. Great. Now everyone will think I've torched my inheritance. And what's even worse, that I'm rich. I'll throw the paper away. Now that I live in the castle, I don't actually have to see Murray again. But I still get the hotel key, and I'd love to rub the old crook's nose in it in person. Hello, Murray.
It's always a pleasure to see you, Mr. Gordon.
Mr. Gordon? Ha! So the fact that I'm the last descendant of the famous noble family hasn't escaped you.
Indeed. The whole village is talking of nothing else.
So you will also be aware that not only does the name belong to me, but also the entire Blackmere estate.
My warmest congratulations on your wonderful inheritance. And, naturally, my sincere condolences for the loss of your dear grandmother.
Great-grandmother. And you can keep your dumb pleasantries for your tourists, the last who come and stay with you. In fact, I'm thinking of turning the castle into a hotel. A veritable Gordon's Palace. Everything here you've stolen, even the name. I could sue you for that, Murray. Is that clear? And I think I might just do that.
I admit, Mr. Gordon, we may have had some little differences of opinion. But you won't forget, will you, that I have always helped you It was I who got you out of jail, and it is also me you have to thank that you didn't freeze to death in the woods. As you were lying there, unconscious, I sent Phil to you and got him to bring you to the hotel. As a man of honor, are you going to repay that with a petty legal dispute?
Your so-called willingness to help is nothing more than a cynical maneuver. Someone has to put a stop to your game once and for all. Don't forget the photos from your cupboard that clearly prove you've been using blackmail to supplement your pocket money. You'd be finished if I made that public.
Mr. Gordon, I appeal to our friendship.
Friendship? You're nothing but a miserable parasite that gorges itself on the blood of its host.
I've been your host for too long. Not anymore. I'll make sure you won't find another poor sap you can bleed dry. I'll become your parasite. How long do you think you can hold out against me, you worm? Huh? And I'll look on you as you're destroyed and take delight in your pain.
And one day you'll also wake up in a cellar next to dead bodies. If you wake up at all.
Have a nice life.
I showed him. He will take care not to spoil my plans again. How easy it is. Just exert a little pressure, and the whole world buckles before you.
To whom could I next teach the meaning of fear? Tom, or maybe the tattooed fellow inmate, or the amusing old wench who always runs away when she sees me. These annoyances must be eliminated right away. I wonder why I haven't asserted myself before. To live by pure hatred.
Holy crap! That doesn't sound like me at all. More like what Victoria said about Mordred when he started to change. He didn't trust anyone and became more and more hostile. Damn. I've really got to pull myself together. The constable's convertible. Equipped with regulation light and repair kit. I'm sure Zach won't mind if I borrow his repair kit. I've borrowed a repair kit from the constable. I hope he doesn't need it back anytime soon. I think this is one of the stand-in stones Victoria mentioned. They should point to the entrance, but where and how? I drew this during one of my sessions with Dr. Winterbottom. It's an approximation of the constellation I saw in my dream. This is one of the stand-in stones Victoria mentioned. They should point to the entrance, but where and how? massive block of stone with a secret compartment, but there's nothing in it. I'd already discovered it before the castle fire.